What you're seeing around the country is already the groundwork being laid to essentially have a coup.
So a redistricting frenzy is underway across the country.
It is map makers and politicians picking their voters rather than the other way around.
Fewer people are aligning with the GOP's platform, and so in order for them to hold on to power, they're going to cheat.
It wouldn't have to be a violent coup, it would be a coup by legislative process.
Over the past 10 years, Texas gained about 4 million people in total population. 95% of that population was people of color. Despite people of color fueling the growth over the past decade, there were no new majority-minority districts drawn in either the state Senate, the state House, or the Congressional Map, and in fact, both committees made an effort to reduce the number of majority-minority districts on all three levels. There was a particular attention to a district just north of Austin in a county called Bell County that is home to a sizable black population. And in this county, we had two districts placed within its boundaries that looked like a donut. There was the outer ring district, and then there was the inner district that basically worked to cut up the population of the two biggest cities within that county, basically ensuring that people of color in that county could not elect candidates of their choice. Some of the worst districts were in the greater Houston area and into the Houston suburbs in Fort Bend County. In particular, Congressional District 7 take parts of populations in Harris County and then also cut up the AAPI communities that have grown tremendously there over the past 10 years. Because of these maps that don't accurately reflect Texans and their values, we get a legislature that is passing laws that are not favorable with the people of Texas, and this includes
Senate Bill 8, known as the Texas Heartbeat Law, bans almost all abortions in the state.
The Texas bill is unique, permitting almost anyone to sue any person or provider who may have helped someone get an abortion after the limit.
North Carolina is really a true 50-50 state. Roy Cooper, who's our Democratic governor, won re-election by 51%. The same election where Trump won the state. Really, all the statewide elections you see are right down the line. We would hopefully expect that our state, politics, that our congressional members would reflect that, but they don't because of gerrymandering. In the maps that just got passed, the communities that are being targeted to dilute their representation are all urban communities. They're all the places where communities of color are. They're taking places like Greensboro. It's a growing town. It's our third largest city, has a very large historical black population. That city is basically being scooped out of its county and paired with really rural mountain counties that are very far away, have very different interests, and are demographically very different. Even if Democrats are winning more than 50% of the votes, they're still ending up in the minority in our state legislature. And our state legislature is deciding all these really impactful things. We're still one of the few states that hasn't expanded Medicaid. It's something that the vast majority of North Carolinians want. It would give health coverage to 500, 600,000 people in our state who really, really need it. There's this just huge mismatch between what the people of the state actually want, what they've actually voted for, and what they get.
Georgia has 14 congressional districts, and under the map that was passed, Republicans have between 9 and 10 of those seats, which is really remarkable in a state that is one of the quintessential battlegrounds right now. Georgia is very much a 50-50 state, almost evenly down the line. What we saw last decade is the emergence of an increasingly diverse, multiracial Georgia. Take Gwinnett County, for example, which is in the suburbs of Atlanta. In 1990, Gwinnett County was 90% white. It's only 30% white today. And yet that is not at all being recognized in the maps that the Georgia legislature passed. In the Atlanta suburbs, Michelle Au is the first Chinese-American woman elected to the Georgia State Senate. Her district is about 62% non-white, and in redistricting, it's transformed to a district that's 52% white. It goes from being a Biden district to a Trump district. In Ohio, on the congressional map, there are 15 congressional districts. Republicans are favored to win 12 of those in any given year. Democrats only 3, which is wildly skewed. In fact, that's about 80% of seats in a state where Republicans at most win about 53% of the vote.
We have reintroduced H.R. 4, the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. H.R. 4 will create a new coverage formula to determine which states have been the most egregious actors and subject them to pre-clearance. that is based on a current evidence of voter discrimination.
The Freedom to Vote Act will improve access to the ballot by setting national standards for absentee voting, early voting, and in-person voting. This bill will end partisan gerrymandering.
It's not too late for Congress to act, but the train is literally leaving the station.